Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The Saskatchewan teachers' job action continued today with a one-day strike in the border city and elsewhere. Saskatchewan's new budget was announced Wednesday with 9 new schools and 2 renovations, but teachers have voiced how this money could be deceiving.
The numbers look good, but they are misleading in that they do contain some one-time funding that was provided for this current school year in the increases for next school year. In the end, the Supports for Learning looks like it's about $20 million, but that's for all school divisions across Saskatchewan. It's not going to provide the significant investment that kids need in order to get the supports that they deserve.
All Lloydminster schools were cancelled for the day as teachers continue pursuing their goal of helping students inside the classroom as well as pushing for the next contract.
Our goal is to get a collective agreement. We want to have better assurances that the conditions in our classrooms are going to improve, that students will be supported and teachers will be supported so that we can deliver that high quality education to Saskatchewan students that they all deserve.
While the contract negotiations are stalled, the STF is pushing for classroom size and complexity to be part of the bargaining discussions. Scam artists are at it again. People have been posting on social media and calling SGI about a suspicious text they've received. The text claims you were caught speeding by a speed monitoring camera and urges you to click a link. SGI's Tyler McMurchie says it's not legit.
Scammers are very creative. They use a wide variety of tactics, and sometimes they invoke the names of trusted institutions like SGI in an attempt to fool people. We're advising people to not click on that link, that this is a scam. They should ignore those texts. Generally, the ticket would come in the mail from a police department or an agency. And if you ever have questions about whether or not you have you're receiving something legitimately, it's always good to contact the agency or the institution in question directly with one of their publicly available phone numbers to confirm.
McMurchie says SGI has issued an alert on social media and warns people not to click on any link if they do receive this text.
In cases, scammers are trying to get some kind of financial information from people. We would not advise that anybody give any kind of financial information to somebody who has contacted them out of the blue over text. And if for some reason you did and you did fall, you're worried that you fell prey to it, contact your bank immediately so they can help you address that as quickly as possible and minimize or prevent any losses.
If you have some food that you'd like to donate this week, you don't have to go to a food bank because one local salon and spa is having its own food drive to help people in need. Luna Nuova Salon and Spa is having a food drive along with 12 other local businesses and organizations to help people in need in the community. Non-perishable items such as canned and boxed goods like cereals are recommended. Kennedy Cook with the salon tells us how they came up with the idea.
We were in a little bit of a meeting. We were talking about what we can do and how to get our names out there, and we decided that it's a great time for this year with Easter and everyone's struggling, we wanted to kind of give back to the community and help people out that aren't as fortunate as others, so that was kind of where it all started.
Cook says that they're also giving away prizes and gifts to people who donate.
So there's lots of rewards. We have lots of donations from all the people. I know that Richardson's is donating a beautiful watch. A lot of them are doing gift cards, and we're giving out a basket and a gift card, so it'll be a great time for everybody.
The food drive will run through Wednesday, March 27th. Lloydminster has begun rolling out more public surveys regarding their land use bylaw, which has not been updated since 2016. Working in tandem with the community, Lloyd City Council is looking to improve the current land use bylaw. It's designed to divide a municipality into sections, which determines the type of development that can be built.
Looking to ensure that what we take forward and bring forward as a bylaw is one that meets the needs of the community today, tomorrow, and as far into the future as we can. It won't last forever, but we want to try and get it right the first time, and that's something that the administration is striving really hard to do.
There are multiple ways for you to provide your input. The most accessible is an online survey available till April 4th.
I encourage them to come out, ask the questions, listen to the presenters as they explain things and walk through the various graphics that are there so that people know. And there's never a bad question. I encourage people to ask those questions.
In-person events are at the Service Sports Centre this Saturday and next Thursday from 12 to 4 p.m. and at the Lloyd Mall on March 28th and April 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. Callum Hawker joins me now to bring us the weather, and it was another nice day here in the city. Callum, what can we expect for the weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty similar going into the weekend. Granted, it was a little cold yesterday, especially with some late flurries, but finally into springtime, and we are seeing some temperatures rise across the region, which is amazing. Currently, right now in Lloydminster, like you said, Leanne, you know, the sun is coming out, which has been great, especially when you are talking about finally being in spring. Currently -7 in Lloydminster, wind chill at -13 with those winds coming up to 15 kilometers an hour. So not too windy. Yesterday was a lot windier, but you know, some pretty good temperatures here in the border city. Looking across Alberta, starting in Cold Lake, -6 up there, and across Alberta, everything is pretty, pretty similar in terms of conditions. Bonnyville at -5, St. Paul as well at -5. Just like Lac La Biche. Marwayne is at -6. Vermilion as well at -6. Down in Wainwright is at -5. And then Provost, Vegreville, and Edmonton are all sitting at -6. And as we look over on the Saskatchewan side here, Pierceland at -4. St. Walburg at -5. Up in Isle La Crosse, -9. A little colder up there. Green Lake -7. Meadow Lake -8. Maidstone as well -8. Macklin -5. And North Battleford at -9. As we look at the temperatures tonight in North Battleford, it will be very cold going down to that -20 mark. So, the cars should be fine overnight, but definitely not the temperatures we've been seeing throughout the day in North Battleford. Look at tomorrow in North Battleford, a lot warmer, -6 will be the high. Sun coming out, some clouds will be coming in throughout the day. And then winds pretty similar to here in Lloydminster at 15 kilometers an hour. Looking over at Cold Lake, tonight a low of -18, pretty similar with North Battleford. It will be clear though, with some low winds of 9 kilometers an hour. And then looking at tomorrow in Cold Lake, it will warm up. -2 will be the high, plenty of sunshine that should be going into the weekend as well. And not too windy tomorrow with just 11 kilometer an hour winds. And then tonight in Lloydminster, pretty similar to North Battleford. It will get pretty chilly, -17, clear and cold. So like I said, you don't really have to worry about the cars, but if you are doing any activities tonight, please bundle up. It will be pretty chilly, especially with the rising temperatures we've been seeing throughout the day. And then 11 kilometer an hour winds, so not too windy tonight in Lloydminster. We do look at the forecast here. Tomorrow, 6 a.m. wake up, -16 as we head into noon. Will be -10, 6 p.m. only -6, and then midnight at -14. And then as we look across the 3-day forecast going into the weekend, like I said, it will be warming up. Plenty of sunshine on Saturday, high of -5 and a low of -18. Sunday, some more clouds coming in, a high of -3 and a low of -15. And starting your week back up on Monday, high of -2 and a low of -13. That's all for your first look at the weather report. We'll have some more news headlines with Leanne after the break.
The Lloydminster Bobcats are fighting for their playoff lives tonight against the Canmore Eagles at the Centennial Civic Centre. The Bobcats cannot lose another game in their Round 1 series against the Eagles. The first 2 games were here in Lloydminster, and the Eagles started off winning Game 1 8-3. The Bobcats bounced back in Game 2, winning in double overtime. Game 3 and 4 earlier this week were in Canmore, and both were Eagles wins. The Bobcats will have to win tonight's contest as well as Game 6, which will be back in Canmore on Sunday, and Game 7, which will be in the border city next Tuesday. The Lakeland Men's Futsal is hosting a tournament this weekend, and it's a great way for the community to connect with Lakeland athletics. Our Ben Loan sat down with one of the players to get the inside scoop.
I'm here with Gavin Quinlan, one of the members of the Lakeland men's soccer team, to talk about the upcoming futsal tournament that they're having this weekend. Gavin, thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us today.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you having me. It's really dope.
So Gavin, can you give us an overview of this upcoming tournament?
So the futsal tournament, it's like an annual thing we do every year for our men's and women's soccer program, just to gain some kind of awareness and also fundraise a little bit, because we have people entering the tournament for a prize, and the winner, wins that prize money back. So kind of like just an incentive and a way to get the community involved, and also it's a good way to bring back some alumni. We have a few alumni teams that come in every year, so they can come back in and play. Then also current players can come in, get some activity. Then also some different athletic teams. I think we have a few women's hockey players playing as well. So it's just a good way to get some activity going and get the community involved with wrestler soccer.
And Gavin, what will the format look like for this tournament?
Past 2 years we've had the tournament. I think the year before was some issues with COVID or something like that. But last year, it was just simple, a few teams. And then this year we had a bit more teams, more people coming to join. Hopefully have some more people coming to watch. That would be nice to see some local people come and just have some fun. But yeah, it's just kind of going to be a progress over the years, getting more people to come watch, come play, and just trying to, gain awareness for the sport in Lloydminster and stuff.
And we know that this tournament is also going to be a fundraiser. Can you just give us a little insight into where that money will go?
Well, the money for the fundraiser, like as Lakeland College and all the athletics team, we do fundraisers throughout the year. So some examples of what we've done in the past, we've done like bottle drives both years, it's been successful. We do a lot of Meridian youth soccer coaching. So it's a big thing to get fundraising for the program. And most of it just goes to, new equipment. For preseason, we have to go travel. So, paying for the bus, paying for if we have to stay at a hotel, or, new clothing to come in for athletics or anything like that. Basically just give some extra money for anything we need to make the program and like the school athletic program, anything.
And finally, Gavin, how can people watch this tournament?
Game times, yeah, for sure. You definitely should come watch my team play. We should have a good team this year. We play at 10 a.m. on Saturday, 3 p.m. on Saturday. I think it's 6 p.m. on Saturday too. I gotta have to double check that. But yeah, if you come throughout the whole day Saturday or the day Sunday, it's gonna be some interesting games. It'll be entertaining for sure. Lots of goals, a lot of action. So yeah, I suggest anyone who has the time even to come watch for one game, I feel like it would be a good time.
And Gavin, this seems like a great way for the community to get involved with Lakeland soccer. Thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us today.
Definitely, bro.
Time now for a look at all of the pet pictures you've been sharing with us on social media for our pets of the day.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
I have a special guest joining me today on Primetime Local News. Pat Dupuy is here, owner of the Old School Cheesery in Vermilion. Pat, thanks for joining me today.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, we want to talk about some exciting events coming up at the Cheesery. It's a really great opportunity for people to learn how to make some dishes from an amazing chef. So there are some cooking classes coming up. There's one on Saturday, but that one's full already. So let's talk about the ones that are coming up in the future. What can people learn to cook at those classes?
So the upcoming ones that are the next one is April 6th. It's Noshi. And after that, it's ravioli, lobster ravioli. And some are going to be repeated because they're so popular. And it's done by our chef, Audrey, our in-house chef. She's a Red Seal, and it's one of the extra activity that she's doing.
So tell me, when people come to these classes, how does it work? Do you have to bring anything, or do you just pay and then everything is supplied?
You just pay and everything is supplied. You just show up with an attitude to learn and have fun and enjoy a couple glass of wine as you're making your product, and everything is supplied for you.
This is something too that you could do as a group event, have a ladies' night out or something like that. What was the reasoning behind Audrey wanting to do this on, really extra time and making it open for a lot of people to have fun?
So one of the things that we're doing at the Old School Cheesery is we try to have people having different experience. So we do different activities. One of them is paint classes. We have tours and visits, and one of the other one was to make some food. A lot of people are coming to the store and asking for it. So Audrey took it on herself to start those classes on Saturday. Um, yes.
Well, if anybody wants to sign up for this, where do they find that information and how do they go about signing up and paying in advance?
So the point of contact is Audrey herself because it's run by her, and her phone number is 780-806-8290.
Okay, and the information is on the Old School Cheesery Facebook page as well, which is where I found it to begin with. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the cheesery as well, Pat. Can you tell me, for those who don't know, what exactly do you guys do at the cheesery?
So we've started it in 2015, and it was just a little small business, a family oriented. Myself, my daughter, and the other, my son and my other daughter started at one point, but they're not with us anymore. And what we wanted to do was to offer some artisan cheese, locally made, um, to our neighbors and customers and friends, and it kind of expanded on, well, it exploded on us, and we had to move from our acreage to Vermilion here downtown, and we've built a new facility for production and as well a restaurant and a boutique.
Well, it sounds just like it's an amazing place, Pat. If people are looking for information on the cheesery or if they want to come and visit you, first let's talk about where we can find you on social media. And secondly, where is your actual location in Vermilion?
So we are on Facebook and Instagram, and as well on we have our website. So it's the Old School Cheesery, and we are located in Vermilion on 49 Ave. It's pretty easy to find us, and you can call us as well, 780-853-5617 to do some booking. We do all kind of activities, lots of charcuterie board, lots of cheese fondue, everything cheesy we do.
All right, Pat. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure that Audrey's going to get a lot of interest in those cooking classes. As you said, lots of people signing up and getting in and involved and just having some fun with this too. And I think maybe sometime we're going to have to pop out and do a tour of the cheesery ourselves too. So,
You're more than welcome. Come and we'll give you a tour and some tasting as well.
well, that sounds perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today, Pat.
You're welcome.
Easter Extravaganza is coming up tomorrow morning in downtown Lloydminster at the Olive Tree. This is an event that the whole family will enjoy. You can stop by and enjoy a free breakfast. Plus, there's going to be an opportunity to decorate some Easter eggs, do some crafts, and a special guest, the Easter Bunny, just might hop on by. You and your family are invited to stop by tomorrow morning between 9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. And this event, it's a partnership between the Olive Tree, the Connect Club of Lloydminster, and the Downtown Area Redevelopment Committee. The Border City Card Show is coming up tomorrow at the Gold Horse Casino, and NHL alumni Ben Scrivens is going to be on hand for part of the afternoon so that you can stop by, say hi, and get an autograph. And he played a few games for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He also spent some time playing for the Edmonton Oilers as well. So stop by and see him as part of the Border City Card Show. And while you're there, check out all the different vendors. You can add to your hockey card collection, but there's going to be a wide range of cards there, including Pokemon cards, vintage cards, and so much more. Plus, raffles and prizes, and proceeds from this event are going to support Lloydminster Sexual Assault Services. For more details, get in touch with Chris, 639-536-3433. There's so many talented artists in Lloydminster and area, and coming up on Wednesday night, you've got a chance to see two talented singer-songwriters on stage at the Vic Juba Community Theatre in the first of the Lloyd Locals series. Caroline Park and Amanda Koopa will take to the stage, and tickets are still available at vicjubatheatre.ca. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
I'm very happy to be joined here today by Sandra Brown with the Lloydminster Street Fest. It's an annual event that comes out during the beginning of summer every year here, and it's such a fun event. And it's taking place in a couple of months. So Sandra, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me about it.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, with it a few months away, you guys are in need of some help, some vendors, some buskers, some food stalls, and volunteers and everything in between. So tell me about what you guys are in need of, and if people are interested, how they can get involved.
Oh, well, certainly. So the annual Downtown Street Fest event is on Saturday, June 8th from 11 till 4. And we are making some changes this year. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. So what we're looking for is to add a bit more of a carnival feeling to the event. We've replaced the main stage with a performers area and bus stops, and we're also looking for rolling performers. So this could be anyone from a solo artist, like a musician, guitar player, to jugglers, costume princesses, and groups, including dance groups or bands that would like to come on down and perform.
That sounds amazing. And, having that carnival like feel really adds to it. And really, like you said, it could be anybody, any type of performer that wants to come out. So it's really open for everybody, which is awesome. Now, for vendors, are you kind of hoping to keep the same feel of the theme, or what are you looking for in terms of vendors?
Well, right now we actually have 30 vendors signed up. They are from the farmers market, art market, and a vendor fair. We still have space for quite a few more, and we have a lot of room in the food fair. So we are looking for any vendors that would like to set up, whether they're barbecuing or serving popsicles, ice cream, beverages, and that's one of the needs that we're looking to increase and have more food fare and a different selection available.
That sounds awesome. And everybody loves fair food. So it's the perfect theme to have as well for something like this. Now, we were talking a little bit earlier. You are also in need of some volunteers and sponsors. Those were two big things you wanted to touch on. So how can people volunteer, and what are you looking for in terms of sponsors?
Well, for an event this size, we could not host it without our sponsors. So returning for the second year is our presenting sponsor, Anderson Insurance Group Cooperators, and we thank them very much for their support. And we're looking for sponsors, whether they are sponsoring a specific zone, where they're also invited to come down and set up a booth to engage with the community. And it's a great way to get your brand out there and just to show your support for the community. For sponsors, vendors, volunteers, the volunteers, whether you have an hour or like to help with setup, look after a bounce unit, or just general help throughout the event site, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, we have various shifts available. So for all of those, you just have to go online to lloydminster.ca/streetfest, and you can apply as a food vendor, apply as a street vendor, And if you don't have a storefront downtown, you're more than welcome to come and set up a tent and just to showcase what your products and services are. So if you go online and register, just apply on there and we'll get back to you within the day or two and just follow up with some information. And please, we encourage all folks to take advantage of our early bird fees. They're in effect until March 31st, and then they increase on April 1st for this event.
Awesome. Well, this sounds like it's gearing up to be a fantastic event, and you guys are adding some new fun ideas to it, and it's going to be spectacular. So, thank you so much for joining. And closer to, we'll talk some more about what people can fully expect from it. So, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
The biggest event in Canadian music is getting underway in Halifax. The Junos Block Party is in full swing in downtown Halifax, and hundreds are flocking to the waterfront to watch the kickoff event. The 53rd annual Juno Awards are back in Halifax for the first time since 2006. The awards show is on Sunday night.
It should be fun. I'm excited. Halifax is a great city to be in, especially for all those guys, but it should be fun.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Thanks for joining us and have a good evening.